All right, I don't know if anyone's going to believe this, but the iconic HBO show, The Wire, is now 20 years old already. That show put so many guests here and characters on the map, including our next guest, Tray Chaney, who played the character Poot.
Yeah, he is now on a new HBO show called We Own This City, playing a police officer, and the talented actor is also a musician who recently dropped the single Consistent Freestyle, and he's here with us today. So Tray Chaney, come on down, please. How are you?
Good. I'm so honored to see you all.
Welcome home.
Get down here.
Come on down. Welcome home.
So wonderful.
And we
can't bury the lead.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Birthday.
Thank you.
Today.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I'm honored to be here on my birthday.
Yeah.
Still doing what I love, you know?
And we're hearing some of your new anthem that you just released, kind of a dedication to The Wire, right?
Yeah, most definitely. The Wire Anthem was really just to celebrate the iconic, groundbreaking, critically acclaimed show, The Wire. 20 years ago, I was casted for this show, you know, and I was 21. Today, I'm 41. Still feel like I'm 21, but, you know, I just wanted to, you know, with me being a hip-hop artist, I wanted to put this record out just to celebrate the show and talk about some iconic moments that happened on the show. And it, you know, BET ended up picking it up. MTV picked up the video. Awesome. It was shot by a good brother of mine, I Am Don Juan, and produced by CR The Show, and me and my writing team, Everett Roundtree, we wrote it, and just a great, you know, great tool to present for The Wire.
I loved when you mentioned Wallace in
it. Most definitely. Michael B. Jordan.
You know, he ended up doing okay.
Oh yeah, most definitely, yeah.
And it was, I mean, The Wire, especially in this area, you know, was so big, but it was, like you mentioned, groundbreaking, incredible, but you never expected it to go for as long as it went.
Yeah, you know, I think, well, I know why people really love The Wire, because it was so realistic. It was, it definitely took place in Baltimore City, but people across the country could really relate to some of the topics as far as education, law enforcement, and of course, when it was on, I think I can speak for all of the cast members, none of us knew that it was going to be this critically acclaimed, groundbreaking television series still being talked about over 20 years later.
Still at the top of everybody's list.
Yeah,
I mean,
most definitely.
It's incredible.
Yep.
You're kind of having a mini reunion with some of the cast members on We Own This City, because there's several cast members who are still in this new series.
Most definitely.
But now you're playing a police officer.
I'm playing a police officer.
So
I'm playing
180 here.
Yeah, it's like a full circle moment. You know, I'm playing police officer Gordon Hawk, you know, working for the Harford County Narcotics Task Force, which is
where I live, Harford County, which is hilarious. I love this.
And you know, our job is to, you know, we solve the early drug overdose cases that sort of like set the gun trace task force probe into motion. So it's almost like cracking open the cases. So going from playing Poot 20 years ago to playing police officer Gordon Hawk and reuniting with David Simon, Nina Noble, Ed Burns, George Pelicanos, D. Watkins. And, you know, I got to shout out Justin Fenton for writing the book, We Own This City, you know, the true story about crime, cops, corruption, you know, and just to be a part of that HBO Max family along with my friends, you know, I'm like, man, this is a dream come true. Yeah.
Justin Fenton, former Baltimore Sun reporter. I mean, it's a fascinating read, and so I can't, you know, imagine having to actually play all this out in really your hometown area or an area that you're familiar with.
Forestville,
so you got, you know, The Wire, your new music. There's a podcast that hopefully you're going to be on.
Yeah,
that's
most definitely.
Talking about The Wire.
Saints and Sinners.
And that's right.
Saints and Sinners is on Hulu.
How do you do everything?
You know what? The balance is just really, you know, knowing it's a time and a place for everything, the entertainment business, and then, but when I walk through those doors, you know, my wife, my kids, my granddaughter, it's like, you know, now you got to be the husband, you got to be the father, and that's the balance, you know. So I'm just, like I said, to be in this business 25 plus years and still being able to do what I love doing, I'm honored.
Any intention you're setting for this new year as you're starting out?
You know what? Well, I'm working on a movie right now. It's called Diary of a Changed Man, and it's written, you know, by Marlon Reed, who's from Philadelphia, directed by DC's own Kazar Coleman, and I'm just having a great time, you know, filming that. And then, of course, undeniable, the Tray Chaney story documentary is on Tubi. So I want everybody to check that out because it really talks about, you know, my journey and how I never gave up and staying consistent and staying committed to the process without getting emotionally attached to the end result is the key. you know, you got to put in the work if you want the results. And that's what it's all about.
You're amazing.
You have
Yeah,
such
thank
good
you.
energy.
I know.
Like,
Talented
Great
and
energy.
obviously an incredible man
Thank
too,
you.
and that's
Thank
why they
you.
love working with you.
Appreciate it.
Congrats on everything.
Thank you all
and
so
thank you for
much.
sharing your birthday with us.
Thank you. I
Special
appreciate
birthday,
it.
Tray.
Thank you.
All right, for everything about Tray, head to his website,
Yeah.
ChaneyWay.com.
Yeah.
There's so
Perfect.
much to keep up with. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.